Hello again. Um, so, if you're a widow and the holidays feel harder now than they did at the beginning, or just different in a way you didn't expect, I want you to know you're not imagining that. Grief during the holidays changes over time. And so, the hardest part, uh, they don't show up right away. They show up years later, quietly. So in the first year after my loss, it was more about survival. People did check in, they thought about me. And, you know, that's how things are supposed to go. It was almost, it was basically a year. So, but people were very understanding and sensitive. But then, here we are several years down the road, and it feels different. And the support kind of fades. Has faded for me. Life gets busy for other people. They have their own lives, and that's as it should be. But I'm still carrying the, the loss, and it's very real, just not as visible to people. Part of it, for me, that this year looks different than the first year. I'm not really putting myself out there very much. The first year, I distracted, ran away on a cruise with fellow widow and widowers, and it was helpful, but it all is still here. I just, I had a good support team with me at that time, and it was fun, and it was warm, so it was something I'd always wanted to do, and I'm glad I did it. I totally exhausted myself. It's like, don't do that at Christmas. The next year, I was ill, and so that took over. I didn't feel the grief as much because I was dealing with other things. Last year, I was in a relationship, and that was also a good distraction. That has since ended. It was not good or healthy for me, and he wasn't a replacement. And and I've since learned that it's okay to be alone and not lonely. And I think that's why, this year is hitting different. I've not allowed distractions. I've sat in it, I've felt it, and I've grieved again and some more. And it's just, I think it was just time, and I needed this. I don't think I did it fully before that in these last few years. So I'm not really doing very much. I've been isolating during this season. I didn't go ahead and decorate. I didn't put up a Christmas tree. Although my grandson, we almost did, but he had to leave before we could get it down. So, and that was fine. I really wasn't in the mood for it. And I'm sorry. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with where I'm at this year. I still have a couple of Halloween things out. I still have a turkey out from Thanksgiving, and so I've moved into, I think, the Hallow Thankmas time, which is just my silly way of making myself laugh. And it's, I do know that does not make me a failure. It makes me just, this is where I am, and it's what I'm needing, and it's just at the same time, in ways I do feel alone, and both of these exist together. I find myself reminiscing a lot about that last Christmas season we had together, because it was so wonderful. And there's a lot of my used to be traditions that I just can't do anymore. There's movies we watched and laughed, and I don't feel like watching those. I've found some different movies that I've watched, and it's brought me joy. I have a very good friend that sent me a video this morning of her Christmas stuff she has set up at her home, and she's fun and she's decorated, and it was so pretty to see. And she had Christmas music in the background, and that actually, lifted my spirit, and then I have little ones around me that are very excited for Christmas, and it all goes together hand in hand, and it's okay to have those moments of joy and find them, and have those moments of quiet and sorrow, and all of it is okay. And if you're feeling that too, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see a time limit on when we feel different or better. I've not been reaching out, and by choice. I know what I'm doing. I have been isolating some, and people just, one of the hard things is that people just don't understand how long this lasts, unless they've been through it. My dad, he's very, very aware. He checks on me, I check on him. My mom passed away in 2016, so he gets it. And it's been this long for him, since 2016, almost 10 years. They were married on Christmas Day, and it's hard for him, so hard too. So he really gets it. He has someone, bonus mom. She is amazing. She also has had losses, very, very bad losses over the years. She's lost both of her children, a husband, and it's I think, wow, I'm not sure I could get through that kind of grief, and she is so strong. So she knows also. And those are people, along with you, that I can be truthful with, and I don't have to put on a face and act like I'm fine. And in fact, most of the people around me, it is that way. It's just, they don't all think about it, I think. that's just fine. I don't want them to focus on me when it can be a happy time. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's been hard this year. It's just really weighing on me. And I want you all to know that I think whatever space we're in at this moment and how it is for us, it's just fine. It's what we need. If you never work through things, it's not healthy. We know that. Lost some Kleenexes too. So I just I just wanted to say this because I do think it matters that isolating, you have to be careful. You don't want to do too much. But sometimes it doesn't always mean something is wrong. It's a choice I'm making, and I don't have to. I reach out to friends. It's just I need this space and time to just sit with my own emotions. I cry when I need to, and do those self-care things. That's important. I still love and I want connection with my family and friends. And I'm just navigating this differently this year. Oh. So I do journal a lot. That is helpful to me. My faith helps me. That's something that I have. My grandchildren help me because they're delightful and they make me laugh. They make me excited. And they love me. And they make life so much better along with my child. And it's just it's life. You take the good and you take the bad, and every day's a new day. And I just wanted to share that, just kind of put this out there, because I think I'm not the only one. I think so many widows experience this. I don't think I'm the only one. And, we do it quietly. We don't put it out there. Sorry, that was sniffles. We don't put it out there because I think partly I don't want to steal other people's joy that they may get from this time of year. And I think that I just want others to know that whatever they're feeling and they're going through and how they're choosing to do that is just fine. It's what you need to do. I don't regret how this has gone. I think that maybe sometimes people will think, oh, I'm doing this wrong. I'm grieving wrong. This isn't right. I shouldn't be feeling this way. And I want to say, yes, you should be feeling every way. It's valid. Whatever you feel is valid. And it's okay. It's okay to be where we are. And I'm just sharing how I've been feeling. I've always heard the second year is the hardest. And I'm thinking, I do recall, it did seem hard. But in a way, this one is hard too. I think I'm also grieving the loss of so many things. And I'm sure it will get better for me. And some of this I don't, even if I'm sitting in tears thinking about him, I'm not ashamed of that. And I've learned to be okay with who I am in each stage. And it changes often. So I wanted others to know that you're not alone. And I see you. And I love you. And I want you to know you're welcome here. And this is a safe space for you. So that's where I'm at. And I hope this helps some.